And we have here our transport matrix, looking at the number of vehicles that will be deployed during the election. Number one, we are looking at 14-seater buses or 14 vehicles, not necessarily buses, isn't it? 14-seater, which we are going to be using for all the polling units. Talking of about 2,245 polling units, but we'll be requiring about 896 vehicles for that purpose. And also, the buses we require for the RA collation and supervisory officers, SPOs, will be about 354. The buses for the local government that will be used, about 32 of them. And we also require the use of motorcycles, about 1,770. I understand we don't have riverine areas here, so we're not going to be using any boats or canoe. And that is why we felt we should rub minds with you, so that we can review some of the challenges we have had in the past and speak frankly as to how we can overcome some of these challenges. You are going to be working with us, most especially with the EOs that are here, because we devolve them in terms of distribution, in terms of efficient logistics with the local governments. So most of the time you'll be dealing with the local government, electoral officers. And that is why they are here this afternoon, so that as you plan the logistics, you will have your contacts, and then you begin to make plans, and you will have your focal persons for each local government. We want to have a form of coordinator. We'll be so happy, and we are determined to ensure that elections should commence at 8:30 as we have advertised, and as not just be advertised, as it's in our regulations. So if election must commence at 8:30, it means that all the vehicles required must be at the racks a day before the election, before 12. Our experience in some places have shown that the union don't have most of the vehicles. They will in turn go and hire. It's like subletting, or to people you cannot supervise. And on that day, they will have gone around to do some other things. It is when they are now fatigued and tired that they begin to think that, oh, we're supposed to go to the rack center. So we appeal to you, let it not happen, because we want to start the election. We want people to begin to move to the polling unit by 6 a.m. on Saturday, depending on the distance, so that you get there early, you set up, our pool officials can set up, and at the racks, we have now insisted that everybody that will have a role to play at the polling unit must be at the rack a day before the election, and even sleep there, including the pool officials as well as the security personnel. So the vehicles too and the driver should be there. Please, that is very important, so that we can meet up. We'll be happy because we have observers that we have accredited, international observers, and they will go to only 50 or 100 polling units out of 2,445, and their judgment and report is based on those polling units. So meaning that we must ensure that there is no polling unit that will be left out. All of them must start at 8:30, so that sometimes some of those observers, they are bloodhounds. They are bloodhounds. in the sense that they want to see where is fault. Let them look for that fault and they will never find. So I'm sure transport deployment and transport mobility should not be a reason why we should be worried. So this is why we say we should meet with you. We've gone to so many places. We've already apologized to you that we are starting late, but you are also the cause.
With your organization, the leadership of NUWRT is very significant. And I think I've met you severally, especially this Baba Falope. I've met you severally. Because the transportation remains a critical component of election management. The movement of personnel, sensitive and non-sensitive material, as well as voters on election day, depends greatly on cooperation and professionalism of your union. The Commission recognizes the important role your union plays in ensuring smooth movement across the state, especially to difficult and remote locations. We therefore seek your continued partnership, cooperation, discipline, and commitment towards peaceful, orderly, and each-free electoral operation before, during, and after the election. As stakeholder in democratic process, we urge all your members of the union, please, to remain law-abiding, politically neutral in discharge of assigned responsibilities, and avoid actions capable of disrupting public peace or undermining the credibility of the electoral process. INEC remains committed to conducting peaceful, transparent, inclusive, and credible election in Ekiti State, in collaboration with security agencies and all relevant stakeholders. I therefore appeal to the NUWRT leadership to continue to educate, sensitize its members on the need for professionalism, punctuality, respect for electoral guidelines, and support for peaceful conduct throughout the election period. On this note, I once again welcome you all and thank you for your continued support and partnership with the Commission towards working towards free, fair, credible, and inclusive elections. Thank you.
Prof made mention of the fact of what happened in Anambra. Up to today, Anambra has remained a stain on our union. In Abuja, you brought out your phone. You were showing us stickers, what kind of things they are doing. And it was because of certain abnormalities that happened there. I don't want to go into that because we were at Abuja. I was at Abuja FCT election. And I told you the reasons why those things happened. So I wouldn't want to go into details about that. So concerning NATO, if we allow NATO to participate, they don't have a single vote. We allow them to participate, and there's an error. Nobody knows them. AUW is the name everybody will be shouting. Apart from that, in Ekiti, the issues of NATO and AUW has been dragged even to the state government. Anytime they see any engagement like this, you see them showing face. They want to come and hit where they did not work. And the same thing happened in Abuja. We only, out of magnanimity, allowed them to work in that FCT election. They did not. Sir. So, in Abuja, they were giving Kuje to handle. And there was error in Kuje. I was at the children's room. Prof knows me. I sat down there till the following day to make sure that things are in order. Please, the success of this election is paramount. Personally, I handled 2015, 2018 off cycle, and 2019 elections here as a state coordinator before being transferred to Abuja. And it was a tremendous success. And I can assure you, this one too is a tremendous success, even though we have not had it. There are staff here who are former heroes. Some are here in the headquarters now. They can attest to the dexterity of our union when it comes to election. Please, I want to beg you, please. I might not, though they are part of the MOU, but please don't let them partake because they cannot give you a single game. If there is a success, I want us to jointly accept the success together. If there's any state failure, it is inevitably in the south. It's only that out of human something, Baba reacted like that. And all this, Baba, let's go in. When we get inside the hall, you explain. People here, there are professors, even veterans, INEC officers, that they will understand our plight and see to our case. So, what's the day story? Then, Bobby raised something concerning Bayelsa. In fact, it's a beautiful piece. The situation is that we always station, like me now, I'm going to be in situation here on Friday till Sunday. You see me. So we always put somebody there, but something happened in 2019 or so. Deployment of vehicles to CBN, we don't know anything about it. That is the truth, and I must say it. You are not carried along. And that is why we don't want to by what we don't know, we will not accept probability versus the truth. So if they want us to be at INEC with them, they should let us know which vehicles we are producing and we supply the man or the woman that will supervise the people. So that's just my point in respect of that. Then on the last note, what I brought here is assurance. Assurance. If it is peaceful, this is not the first time we have an election here, and this one is going to be peaceful. Not only peaceful, it's going to be successful. We've been doing it, and we do this one again. So in terms of Echo Prof, we'll give you best of the best of what happened in Ondo. But in Ondo together, and we made it together to happen, and it will happen here. Ekiti is a peculiar case, and Prof, you see me. Even at the end of the program, maybe you give me money, just as I always say. So I don't want to over promise. So don't worry, it's going to be a success, and I can show you of that. That's the reason. And once again, we apologize for what happened.
Please, can we have one house? We have Rear Admiral Jamila Malafa, retired, Adams, SAN. We have Dr. Babos, the resident electoral commissioner, INEC, Dr. Bumi Oboten. We have technical aides of the honorable chairman and directors of the commission, and the commandant of the Nigerian Civil Security and Civil Defense Corps, INEC.
Ladies and gentlemen, I simply will adopt care for us. And the chairman has said that during his reign, he will make sure that takes to declare the result of his election, especially in presidential election. We don't want anything that will disturb